Hi, my name is Paul from SieDi-Hub, and this is an illustrative video and explainer that covers the SieDi-Hub Opportunity Youth Education Scholarship Application Guide. So the purpose of this scholarship is to understand that it's a full ride scholarship for Nigerian students, basically for low income and vulnerable backgrounds. And it is focused on those that have just gained admission or those that are already in their first year and are at risk, particularly at the risk of dropping out of school due to financial challenges or life circumstances. So the goal at which SieDi-Hub has set this up is to support determined youth to complete their education for those in tertiary institution, of course, and to make an impact in the communities. So there are places in the form where you have to answer some narrative or essay questions as it is. And we're here to help you answer these questions. But first, I want to understand why it matters, why this application matters. The first is to help you answer the SieDi-Hub guide or the rules that covers this particular application. And it's also to help us understand your situation, your need, and your potential. Then we also expect you to submit a strong and a clear, complete response, and which will improve your chance of selection. And you should also note that there are some questions that have been earmarked as required. Those required questions must be answered fully. If you leave them blank or give a generic response, you may be disqualified. Where you are expected to give a narration of about 700 to 1,000 words, you are expected to give your narration not less than 700, right? You can give from 700 to 1,000. It shouldn't exceed 1,000, but they shouldn't be less than 700. That's what we mean by that. So you do not give a general response in this particular area where you're required to give a 700-word explanation and narration. All right. So also there are some mistakes you should avoid. You should make sure that you don't give vague answers. An example of vague answer is saying, I need money. In the space where you're required to give a narration of why, maybe you're asked why you need this particular scholarship or what it's going to do for you or something like that, and you just give a vague response like, it is going to do this, it's going to do that. That's vague. You should avoid that. And another thing that can make you disqualified or mistake you should avoid is not answering required questions. If this is a tip. Anything that says required, make sure you give full response. Full response. It's very, very important to adhere to instructions. And I will also advise that you read the narration at the top of the form, read it properly and try to understand what it says before you fill out the form. And that tip I can give is when you fill out the form, before you submit, you can give to someone to read for you. You can also contact us if you like. Our contact is on the website. You can just write us on WhatsApp through our phone number, and we can also help you, put in a strong application. It's very, very important. What we need is the narration that helps us to see why you need this and what qualifies you. There are areas where you also need to attach proof of admission or proof of identity as a student. In the case of you being a newly admitted student in Michael Okwa University or APSU or Nekede or wherever it is, you need to provide to us that you have the admission letter. Right? There's an admission letter that's given to every newly admitted student, so you need to provide that as proof. If you are in your first year in any university, right, you need to give us your student's ID card. So this is a valid proof that you qualify for this scholarship. So how to answer the why do you need a scholarship question? If you notice in the form, it says required. So first, you need to be specific. Explain your personal and financial circumstances. Explain it. This is what we need to help you, to also help us basically to determine your qualification for the scholarship. Then you need to show a link between your situation and the scholarship's goals. The goal is already reeled out there, so your application should have, or your situation should have a link between our goals, right? And that's your situation. That's a tip. Don't forget that. Then you should demonstrate your future plans and how this scholarship would help you achieve them. This is prospectively, it just gives you an edge to getting this scholarship, right? Then you should also make sure that you answer the pathway you asked if you're going to volunteer with SieDi-Hub. or the ball is in your court in that case. So I'll give an example of a strong response, or put down something. So he says, you can say, I'm a first year engineering student from a rural community. My parents are petty traders, and my dad had an accident, or something happened to him, whatever it is, anyways. And his income dropped sharply. And you state that without a scholarship, you may not be able to complete your studies. And your dream is to work in a renewable energy company or industry, or your dream is to this, to this, anything that is your dream. So just make sure you stay out there, and you have to end it with something that would have us realize that you want to serve community, or you want to be impactful in the labor market. All right. So there are other key